and welcome back to Better Than Yesterday. My name is Daniel Hammond, and I'm joined by my good friend Michael Jans van Rensburg.
That's me.
And today we randomly just like called each other and we started talking about how self-improvement has changed our lives, and we thought that we should put this on YouTube. I mean, that's why we started this channel for. So
Exactly,
yeah,
man.
let's hop into it. Hope you guys enjoy the video, our conversation as well.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's been a couple of weeks since we actually recorded an episode of Better Than Yesterday. And, me and Daniel have just been having such busy schedules recently. It's crazy with university, starting a new job. I think Daniel's running a business, like we've got such like hectic, schedules and lives, and as everyone does, but we're trying to make time for Better Than Yesterday. And we want to, this is something that I personally love. And I know it's the same for you, Dan. Yeah, it's just cool to
Yeah,
have these kind of conversations. It's cool to put them on a camera. So yeah, I'm excited to get into it. I think this is a topic I've been thinking about. So actually, I went away this weekend with my family, and we were just like in this nature area, and it was just really peaceful. But I was just having these thoughts of like, how different of a person I am now, having done self improvement for a few years, compared to like the person I was, before I started. It's crazy, man. And I mean, we were having a
yeah.
conversation earlier where you're saying, even about the places that we're still going to go, because Daniel and I are soon to 20 years old, both of us, in a month's time. Excited for that, brother. But
Yeah.
yeah, we really are still at the start of the journey, but I think we have achieved a lot, and it's important, and it's really cool to reflect on how much that has changed our lives. You know what I mean? In the past few years that we've been on this journey.
Yeah. Yeah, I must say, dude, it's been a bit like more than a year now. Like I
Yeah,
think it's been a year and a few
I
months.
think
And
that's what it is,
yeah,
yeah.
this topic, like, it's also been on my mind a lot. It's like, where am I now and where was I before and where
Mm,
do I want to be? Because I know, like you just mentioned, we're turning 20, so we're moving out of our teens, bro.
yeah.
And I'm quite excited to like hit that milestone of
Yeah.
turning 20. So now, like, I know I was doing a lot of introspection this weekend as well. I was just like thinking, what do I still want to improve in my life, and where do
Mm,
I feel like I'm still lacking and I can really do better? And so getting into where I was before, I remember like we used to be gaming a lot and we would go to each other's house in Cape Town. And I know when we visited each other, it was always like, let's play
yeah.
some games, let's play Call of Duty,
Sure.
or let's go skating. We were doing these things, but it wasn't really productive. And I know it was part of childhood and just enjoying being young. But then the older we got, we started having more of these conversations. It's like, I'm not really comfortable with being this guy anymore. I feel like I want to step up in the hierarchy of life, like of males, and I
Mm,
wanna have more dominance. I wanna have more respect by guys my age and even guys older.
mm,
So yeah, where I started off is I used to not even want to like clean the garden at my house, bro. I remember like I would do a little task for an hour and I would be done, and I would just
yeah.
be lying in bed watching Netflix the whole day. I don't know if that was the
Yeah,
same
man.
for you.
No, for sure. I'll definitely
Yeah.
do that, bro. But keen to hear what you like. Keen to hear more about what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, so then I remember grade 10 holiday, bro. This was like during exams and after exams. So during exams we had these block periods where you can stay at home and you study. And I would study, but I wouldn't do like the tasks at home. My mom would be like, wash the dishes, please. And then she got home, dishes wasn't washed. I
Mm,
was watching movies, and then I only started studying later, but I knew I was using my studies as an excuse not to put in the work at home.
yeah.
And I started actually feeling bad later on, and that's when I decided to start like working on myself. And I remember we had these conversations. It's like we're getting like to the end of high school. Where do we want to go after high school? Are we going to study? We talked about the different fields that we want to study, and then I remember we said like um how we aren't totally happy with our lives, even though we know we're going to go study, our grades are good, but
Yeah.
something just didn't feel right. And that's where self-improvement came in. We were having trouble with girls back then, bro. We were always talking about like this girl that we have a crush on, and I know we would talk about them, but we didn't really do anything to initiate something,
Yeah,
have
true. I don't know if
a
you had the self belief to
conversation.
I don't think we at that time
Yeah,
had the self
yeah,
belief to, we knew what we had an idea of what we wanted, for example, but we didn't know how to go and get that thing, for example, whether it be a job, an
yes,
opportunity, like pursuing a relationship with a person, whatever it was. I don't think we had the self belief at that time here, or even just we didn't have the
definitely.
evidence. That's also an idea that we've spoken about, or like we've heard a lot. That evidence of like seeing how you've done something well successfully in the past that allows you to then in the future like do that thing again because you can do it. You know what I mean? So we didn't have any of that like backup, like built up evidence of like actually we can do these things. You know what I mean? We just didn't. We weren't
Yeah.
ready.
No, we went there. And I remember like I noted this down the other day of how back then I didn't have a backbone. Like if someone said do this, I would do it.
Sure, bro.
Like
Exactly.
even though I wasn't comfortable, like whether it was going like to party with friends and I didn't really want to go party. I know I did say a lot. I did say no, like sometimes, but other
Yeah.
times I would just do something because this is what society is doing and
Yeah.
let me also explore that.
100%, brother.
Yeah. And I just wanted to like, fit into the crowd, be like
Sure.
that cool Chad guy, that's super like he's super talkative in front of everyone. He's always speaking in the group. He's not scared to be himself. And
Yeah.
then that's when I was like, okay, so if I'm not there yet, how do I get there? And that's like when you get into the growth mindset. So looking back now and seeing where I am right now, I'm actually really like proud of myself for how far I've come and where I was and where I am now and where I'm going to.
Yeah, bro. I think for me, it's been a similar. I think oftentimes I think why we started this project together, for example, is the fact that we have a similar story and we have a similar background and we've gone through similar things. But I think also some of the biggest things and some way the biggest ways that self improvement has changed my life as well. I think I'll touch on a couple of points there, but the first point, like you say as well, is that I remember a few years ago, like perhaps beginning of high school, like you say, I also just had no backbone. You know what I mean? I wasn't the kind of person that could take leadership in a situation, and nor was I the type of person that actually, like you say, really had any like self identity. You know what I mean? Like you say, it's almost like you're a mold of what everyone else wants you to be. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
If someone asks you to go here, you go there. You know what I mean? Yeah, there wasn't like a firm sense of self that allowed me to like make my own decisions. And I think that's also just part of being young. To be fair, sometimes we aren't as far as along, and we don't know who we are as much. But yeah, I think definitely that sense of like being able to stand up for myself. I think that's the biggest one of the biggest changes. Really, like standing up for myself in a lot of more situations. And yeah, another thing that I was thinking about this weekend, bro, is when I was away there, I was just sitting. There was this like bench, and there was just looking over like the fields there, and it was so beautiful, man. But I think you touched on it. One of the biggest things that's changed my life in terms of self improvement, man. It's crazy. And the thing is, it changes every aspect. Is I've learned to fall in love with like the journey, you know what I mean, rather than like the destination. Because I think also like
Yeah.
like you said, when we were younger, had these goals in mind of like oh, you want to have a nice job, you want to yeah, all these sort of goals that everyone will have, a nice car, family, all these things, for example, that most people will strive towards, but I don't think we like the idea of the destination. That's where we wanted to be, but we weren't willing to put in the hard work to like get those things. You know what I mean? So what self improvement has taught me, and I think we've spoken about it on this channel before, about how we came onto self improvement. It was just through people on YouTube and and podcasts as well that were sharing their journeys. So yeah, I'm really grateful to those people because it's just other
Yeah.
people that have taught me about it. But you go on your own journey. So yeah, I've really learned to fall in love with like putting in the hard work, bro. There's this idea, from Hamza where he talks about putting in the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. And it's funny how you said there, like your mom would ask you to do the dishes or something like that, like for like doing some hard work in the garden, and you didn't have any list to do that, like you were just driven by
Yeah.
interest. You know what I mean? It's like if it wasn't a
Yeah.
comfortable, easy thing to do, then we didn't want to do it. You know what I mean? I think that's how a lot of people
Yeah.
are. I think that's how a lot of people are. And I think, if you're listening to this and it sounds like you, then you have to do some real questioning. Is like, if someone asks you to do hard work, do you instantly be like, no, I just want to like lie in bed? You know what I mean? Like, look, that's the natural, almost like, or like gut thing to do. But what self-improvement has taught me, man, is to literally fall in love with the hard work, because the reason being is because the hard work and like the pain sometimes, literally, even these days when I'm going through pain, or like even sometimes emotional, pain, or even physical pain, like going to the gym, I almost relish it, bro. It's crazy. I almost relish it because I know it's going to make me stronger. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. Whereas before, I'd be like, no, there's no way I want to go through pain. Why would I want to do that? Or like, why would I
Yeah,
want to go through like hard work? You know what I'm saying? But actually, that kind of stuff makes you stronger, bro. So
it does.
that's just really like one of the things that's changed my life, because it's allowed me to start going to the gym, because even though sometimes you don't feel like it, and it's going to be sore, like the next day you're sore after the gym, and it's like sometimes you think like, why am I doing this? But then in a few months time, we've seen the results of us in the gym. Both of us are starting
Yeah,
to look a lot bigger than we were at the start of the year, man, before this bulk. You know what I mean? So I think that's a really cool thing. And also on top of that, I think even just with our schoolwork, for example, and our studies, and even just our character, I think we've put a lot of work into our character, man. Um, Even if you were to meet us 2 years ago,
yeah,
I think, we were pleasant guys to be around. I don't think we were, um, in any way, someone who's rude, or like someone who's unpleasant to be around. But I think if you were to meet Daniel and now, there's that sense of character. But that's only because we've built and worked on our character. You know what I mean? We've put ourselves through different social situations. I mean, I remember last time you came down here, bro, we were just daring each other to go up and speak to different, like, whether it be girls, whether it be other different people, you know what I mean? Like, we were putting ourselves through like challenges to build our character up, you know what I'm saying? From being like these shy,
yeah,
I think I was very shy, and someone who was just, you know, unable to take the lead in a situation. Whereas now, I don't think you and I have a problem just going up to someone and saying like whatever you wanted to say. Like, I don't think we have a problem going up
yeah,
to a group of people and saying like, "Hey, do you want to be a part of the video?" You know what I mean? Like, I think we have that strength of character to actually do all these type of things. But yeah, sorry, bro. It's funny how like me and you, we're just going on these like passionate rants, almost like you go on a rant, I go on a rant.
yeah.
I think it's crazy, bro. Like this topic of self improvement is just something I'm so passionate about, bro. But I mean, I can't.
Definitely,
One
bro.
thing I've got to say, bro, is like you being a part of that journey as well, man. I mean, we started this page, better than yesterday, about a year and a half ago almost. And yeah, I think having you, a really good friend along on that journey has helped a lot, man. And I must say,
Yeah, definitely.
I'm really proud of the growth I've seen in you, man. You have grown, like, and you have changed so much, even in the last couple of years.
Yeah, likewise, bro. Like, especially when you told me about the job the other day, like the sense of pride that I have and the fact that we can be happy for each other, and
Mm,
like the like the steps we take in our lives and the
true, bro.
achievements that we get. Because I know, like, with you, it's like you're always pushing me to be a better man, like in the sense of, I don't know what Michael is up to now, but he's making moves in his life. And I know we started this journey together,
Yeah,
so I can't slack. Like, I also have
mm,
to keep making moves
that's so true.
and do things. And that's like such a big motivation, like, factor in our lives. It's like I I feel reliable to not just put in the work for myself, but put it
Mm,
in for Michael,
mm,
because he's also putting in the work, and I know he's also looking to make me proud. So it's like that relationship and that sense of connection that we have.
yeah,
And yeah, just how you were saying, like going up to people and saying something which
mm,
they might not even like. I remember earlier today, bro, there was like these group of people like sitting at like our window, and Martin and I were trying to sleep. So I just got up and told them, like, move, you're making a noise, we're trying to sleep.
yeah.
Like,
As
before I
it,
wouldn't do that. I would just
yeah,
endure the uncomfort, like, of lying in bed there, not being able to sleep, but being too scared to go and like face those people. But
sure.
I literally like got into bed and I was just like, oh, what a good man, Daniel. Like, well done for doing that. And
Sure.
it
These
might
guys.
be uncomfortable. It's like you definitely still have that fear. And that's what I
Mm,
want to tell like the listeners today. It's
yeah.
like you might be better at doing these things. You
Mm.
might go to the gym more constantly, but that's just because you've strengthened your mentality.
Yeah.
So it's like you've got a stronger mindset and you can endure these things, but it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that the fear is not there anymore. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that the pain is not there. It's just that we've learned to live with it.
Yeah.
Like in the gym,
100%.
I sometimes I don't even want to finish like the exercise, but I'm like, you know, if you finish this exercise now, you'll be proud of yourself tomorrow and you'll see that progress tomorrow. But if you don't finish it, you might just start slacking more and more. So it's about that habit. It's like I must constantly be doing the good things so that I can constantly reap those fruits
So
instead of
true.
like, am I gonna start slacking now and then I'm gonna keep slacking again? So it's like you don't want to go down that same path again. And
No, man.
what keeps you going as well is like, I like where I am now. I don't want to be where I was before.
Yeah.
But there's also that sense like I like where I am now. I'm pleased and I'm proud of myself, but I want to get better.
Yeah.
There's still so many things that I want to keep working on and that I need to improve, and
100%.
that like I might not be totally happy with. Um, for me personally, I think it would be that I'm still like, I still don't like displeasing people to a certain
Mhm.
extent, where I don't like
Yeah.
hurting people's feelings. And sometimes I would still do things, just so that they don't get hurt. But instead of just like totally saying my mind, like
Yeah.
speaking my mind. So
Yeah.
that's
So much
something
right
that
for
I
you.
still want to work on personally,
Definitely.
because maybe it is like some, let's say, an opportunity comes my way to go start like training with someone, going on like a jog, but I know my schedule is still full, but I would still maybe say yes to going on like that jog with that
I'm saying.
person instead
Yeah.
of saying no, I can't do this because I've got too much going on at the moment, and then just like dealing with that. Like it's uncomfortable, but in at the end of the day you might not enjoy the jog and people will feel that energy, so you could have just said no and then like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you
So
said, man.
that's something.
Nah, very true, bro. Like I said, there's always things we can improve on, bro. But interesting. I think
Mhm.
I'm somewhat the same in that that's also something I'm still trying to work on. Although I think the last
Yeah.
couple of months I have been working on that. Just that ability to say no, like
Yeah.
I say, that ability to say no. I have been working on it a lot, like actively.
Hmm.
You know, when I know I don't feel like doing something and you're just doing it to please other people, like you say, I just I don't do that anymore. But it's difficult, bro. And like you said, there's always those areas that we can still improve. We so
Yeah.
far off where we want to be. You know what I mean? I think we, like you said, we're proud of where we are right now, but we still have so much further to go. And hopefully, if you guys are watching this, you'll want to be a part of this because yeah, we want to go on this journey together and keep on striving to be better than the person we were yesterday. So we're gonna keep doing that
Definitely.
100%, man. We're gonna keep doing that. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's been such an awesome conversation. But it's cool to just hop on this call, like yeah. I mean, it's been a couple of weeks since we recorded a video, but we just decided like we had
Yeah.
to hop on this call and it's
And
cool.
it's just something new, eh?
Yeah, like
Because if
conversational,
you
man.
see, like, look at where I'm sitting, bro, and the
That's true, bro.
conversation we're having. It's
Yeah,
so nice, bro. Like, I'm just sitting outside, bro,
I love it,
improvising,
man.
making it work.
Exactly. That's what we're here for, man. That's what we're here for. And
Yeah,
hopefully you guys have enjoyed the conversation. I know Daniel and
definitely.
I like I love just having this conversation with you, man. It's like I said, it motivates me just having people who have the same mindset, man. Yeah, and I
Definitely.
think like you say that mindset change is just the biggest thing, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see
So
what
like,
you do, man.
yeah, before we end off, bro, I want you to like, I want to put you on the spot and say, give like the listeners three, like tips or like three methods
Mm,
that you've been using in your life to help them on the self-improvement journey.
mm. Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. No, it's good, man. It's very good. Yeah, so I mean, self improvement is something that Daniel and I talk about all the time. So we have, yeah, I think just for anyone who's listening, we do have a couple of years of experience doing this kind of thing. Like you say, there is things that you'll learn, bro, like methods and techniques. So yeah, I think for me, the biggest thing that I think the first thing I've got to say is embrace, or there's this slogan. So it's not my own, but it's these two words,
Yeah.
which is seek discomfort. Um, and like you say, I think the easiest thing is just to look for something that's comfortable or something that's pleasurable. You know what I mean? the easy thing, and for people who, whose lives are going like this, it's usually because they're just following their guts of like whatever makes them happy. I'm just going to do that because it makes me feel nice. I'm just going to do this because it makes me feel nice. But if you want to be on this journey of self-improvement, you actually want to see growth in yourself, seek discomfort. So, something that doesn't feel comfortable, like going up to a group of people and asking them something, like you said. I mean, for me, that's exactly what it was. Like, I wasn't comfortable doing that kind of thing. But, I've learned to be able to do that. And now I have no problem with it. So, first point I would say is seek discomfort. Um, yeah, another tip I would go for, man, is yeah, I think don't I think another thing, the second point I would say is to focus on only a few different things. Like we've said this before, but yeah, don't focus on too many things. You know what I mean? So focus on a few like big areas in your life. So for me, let's say at the start of my self improvement journey, it was like fitness, and it was my I wanted to like start earning money as well. That was like last year I'm thinking about. And yeah, I focused on those couple of areas, like starting to make more money. I remember we were doing crypto investments. For those of you who've been a long time subscriber of Better Than Yesterday, we were all about crypto and investing and all that sort of thing. And so I was looking for new ways to make money. And the other thing I was focusing on was fitness. And then also social skills as well. So that's another point, is like choose 3 or 4 maybe key areas. Maybe I'll say 3 key areas that you can focus on, and work on improving those things. And final point, bro, like I just gotta say, don't give up. You know what I mean? I think a lot of
Yeah.
people can sometimes go on a journey, and they'll be 2 months in, 3 months in, and they're maybe not seeing the progress that they want to see. I would say at that point, like, don't give up, because you're never gonna reach the top of the mountain. You know what I mean? If you start walking up and then halfway up you think, oh, I'm too tired, I'm gonna start going back down, you're never gonna get to the top and see the amazing view. You know what I mean? So I think the final point there, man,
Yeah.
is to not give up, bro. But it's a very good question, man. I'm
Yeah.
gonna put one back on you, bro. I'm gonna put a little
Okay.
one back on you. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I'm having too much fun here, bro. But
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you, bro. We've spoken about how it's changed our lives so far, self-improvement. But what is some goals that you have in terms of how you want your life to look different in a few years' time because of self-improvement? Like what is some more ways that you want to level up in your life? Like what's the future for you, man?
Okay. So okay, it's a tough question. So you're saying what is like areas that I want to level up in my life at
Yeah,
like this moment? So goals going forward. Okay, so what I definitely want to work on, this is like something that I've asked my parents, like what do they see me working on and where can I improve? So this is definitely relationship with family. That's something I want to start taking more seriously now. It is like just going up to my dad and having a conversation with him for like
yeah,
quite a while, because I know I've been putting time into relationships with friends and like going out into the community, but I want to start like really getting closer with my like my parents. So that's definitely something that I'm going to keep working on
that's really
at this point in my life. Then secondly, like my financial like area, I know I started the business, but what I really want to focus on for next year is real estate, because this is something that goes into the field of study that I'm in. So
yeah,
it's just gonna give me that experience. So I wanna take that to the next level. And then something else that I'd want to work on is just like the aura that I have, like the presence that I have going into a room. I want like more of that maturity. So like as I said earlier, we're getting out of our teens and we're going into our 20s. So it's just having more like a matured vibe around people, instead of always just being too friendly. Like you can still be friendly and banter a bit, but having like more of a serious tone as well, just so that you can be respected by people a bit older than you, because this is something that you need in the business field. And that's what I've noticed is,
yeah,
because I'm young and I've got this business, like for people to take me seriously, like I looked at why don't they take me seriously? But if I have to take myself more seriously as well, then they will also take me seriously, and I have to show them why they should kind of like respect me, not forcing respect, but just getting respect because of who I am. So that's what I want to work on, bro.
Glad to hear it, brother. Excited to see. Yeah, these people have heard about they've heard about where we were, they've heard about where we are right now, and now they can sort of see where we are going. But yeah, man,
Yeah,
excited for that, bro. It's been really cool to have this conversation with you, brother. And yeah, I hope that you guys listening have enjoyed Better Than Yesterday, this episode. And yeah, we want to keep on innovating with this channel. I feel like we want to start taking it in new directions.
yeah,
we've been doing this for a year and a half now. We want to start like just coming up with new ideas, content to make. So this was just the conversation. This is how Daniel and I like speak every day. Literally, like this is the kind of conversations we have. You know what I mean, on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? This is just
yeah.
how we are, these passionate conversations, man. So hope you guys have enjoyed listening to that. And yeah, hopefully you guys did. And then if you did, consider subscribing to this channel and following this podcast and joining us on this journey, because we want you to be a part of it. And we are not done here, man. We're excited to reach amazing heights, man. We're going to take Better Than Yesterday all the way to the top. And I'm excited to do it with you, man.
Let's go, bro. We're
Let's
gonna
go.
get there.
Let's go. Wonderful
Oh,
stuff.
wait. Yeah, thanks
Much,
for the beautiful conversation.
much appreciated, bro. It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure. Guys, we'll see you in the next one, and much love from Better Than Yesterday.